one of my obsessions and collections. I've done this video in two parts because when I filmed it went way over time, so I'm sorry about that, but I really hope you enjoy this first part, and it's all about my books and other bits and pieces that I really treasure, and the second part will be coming later, and that's sort of my other different kinds of books and other little things. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and tune in for part 2. Okay, see you soon. I just thought I'd show you my bird to begin with because he will probably be tweeting during my video. This is my cockatiel, Petrie. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you him because if you're hearing any bird noises in the background, that would be him. And if you hear any other noises in the background, that'll be the rain because it's pouring outside, which I absolutely love. And if I wouldn't get soaking wet or wreck the camera, I would film outside. So I'm going to talk to you today about my obsessions and collections. Just thought I'd talk about the things that I really love. So I'll get into that. This is the beautiful rain I'm talking about. Can you hear that? Okay, so now that you've seen Petrie, this is Maxie. He's sleeping here and he thinks I'm nuts because I'm talking to a camera. As you do, because animals are smarter than us, they don't talk to inanimate objects. So anyway, I'm going to start off with my wrapping paper, cards, scrapbooking stuff, because that's sort of one of the things that you saw in the intro. And I showed you everything of my wrapping and cards in the intro, so I'm just going to show you the box that I put it in. I will show you these little boxes because I didn't show them, but I just thought they were really cute for like a necklace or a bracelet. They open up like that and then they close over and you tie them up, and yeah, I just thought they were really sweet. So I got those two. I also have a lot of bags that I just get. I don't really use the smaller ones, I usually use the medium-sized ones, but I don't have any at the moment because I've used them all. So these are the larger ones that I use, which I have these, a few of them, but I also have lots of, like, these are Christmas decorations, but I have lots of different colours of these, just to put that little special touch on presents and that. And then I have lots of these are lolly bags left over from one of my birthdays, and I have like lots of just ribbon and stuff for just wrapping presents and putting a little something on the envelope of cards. I just like to add little touches like that. I get that from my auntie. And lastly, from that sort of area, my scrapbooking sort of stuff. So in this little gold box here, I have lots of flipping things everywhere. Lots of little bits and pieces. These are just little butterflies that I don't know where they will go, probably in your hair or something. Lots of random stickers, ribbons. I used to scrapbook a lot and I used to make jewellery, which is why I have lots of string and stuff. So yeah, I got like these really nice ribbons and that, and I haven't used them, I've had them for years, but I will get around to that. Lots of stickers, and I have lots of little like cardboard cutout things that are more for like scrapbooking. Flowers and stuff and dropping everywhere. and lots of other stickers. I don't know if you can see. It's just crazy in here. But yeah, I'll get into my favourite author, but my favourite book, which happens to be written by my favourite author, is this one, Valley. It is very tattered and torn and really big read, so I do read. And I've read this probably about 6 times, so I love it. It's just such a good book. It's probably marking it at the moment. Nope, I've actually read it, finished it, for the 7th time probably. But anyway, this is my favourite book. It's about, see, all Di Morrissey stuff is about like Australian family historical fiction, I suppose. It sounds weird. I don't know what genre to put it in, but it's fiction. It's definitely fiction. It's made up. But it could be real. You never know. Like it could happen to people. But this is set in the valley in, I don't know if they're fictional towns. But this is set in New South Wales, in one of the sort of valley areas, one of the lesser known areas. And it's just about this, the main character who goes up there. And I won't talk a lot about it because if you want me to do a book review on it, I can. But I just really love her books because you can picture the Australian scenery, and I love it so much. I just, when I'm sort of feeling down, I'll pick up a Di Morrissey book and it'll just make me feel better. Because it's just so in-depth, and it's all about, I can kind of relate to the family histories and stuff because I love that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's just, she's a really good writer, and she's still going. She releases books probably every year around Christmas time, so, yeah, she's, you know, that's my Christmas present. That's the first thing that Mum gets me. But, yeah, I really like that she's still going, and her books are still great every year. Every year it's a new story, it's a new, like, family, new people, but it's a new scene and everything, and they're all fantastic. But anyway, I'll go through them. So this is The Plantation. It's actually set in Malaysia, but it's an Australian. I haven't finished it, but I've read enough to tell you about it. And it's actually about an Australian who discovers a book written by a great aunt, which is just what I've read on the blurb. But and she travels to Borneo. Her grandma was in Borneo in the 1970s during war and that. And the main character travels back, travels to Borneo and those Malaysian countries and that. And I think it's Malaysia. This one, Malaysia. Yeah. And yeah, she goes back in time and finds out all this stuff about her family. And it's just really interesting because it goes back and forwards in time, so it does go back to her aunt and talks about her aunt as the main character, so I do like that it switches a bit. And that's Di Morrissey there. I don't know if you can see, I'll try to make so you can see a picture. So that's her there. You may have heard of her. She's pretty, she's sort of well known, like she's been on TV shows as Max there in the background. But yeah, she's a really good author. But anyway, Plantation, The Opal Desert, I haven't read this one yet, but obviously it's about finding opals, so it's another family one. The Silent Country, I have most of her books. I don't have the earlier ones, but since the Valley, I've got all the ones since the Valley, so yeah. Silent Country, that one I haven't read yet either, but it's Northern Territory it's set in, so that's really interesting. I just haven't gotten around to reading these because I've been trying to, you know, read one of these and then read something else. This one I have read. This is set in Vietnam. Yep. And it's really good. I love this. I'm not that keen on overseas sort of books. I don't know, I just get a bit lost in culture and I don't understand them, but I'm interested, but it's just, I love Australia, so, but this one was brilliant, like, just the culture of Vietnam and, like, the food they ate and the different things that happened. It's a really good book. I really love this one. Highly recommend any of Di Morrissey's books, especially the ones I've read. Now, this one was probably the second Di Morrissey book that I got, and as you can see, I haven't read that much of it, but it was just one that, when I got it, at the time I had to keep putting it down, and it was just one of those ones that I could have kept reading it. It's just I was so busy and I didn't get a chance to keep going. So I want to finish this. This is set in Hawaii, again by an Australian girl who's from the desert somewhere in Australia and suddenly moves to a tropical island. So this is a really good story. I really like this, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it for the 10th time. Now, these ones, some of the older ones, oh, The Reef. Now, I think this was released before The Valley, just before or just after. Yeah, just before The Valley. And this one is my second favourite, next to The Valley, because this is set on the Great Barrier Reef, and I've been to the Whitsundays a couple of times, which are the islands on the Great Barrier Reef and a bit higher up. Yeah, the Whitsundays, I've been to a few of the islands and I really love it up there. It's just so beautiful. And this is about, the main character in this goes diving, like deep sea diving and that sort of thing. And it's just really interesting to me because all the animal side of it, she's works with like a research marine biologist, and she does all this research with her, so it's just such a great little book. And I read this when I was in a sort of bad time in my life and it really cheered me up. So yeah, that's another good one. Now these three, Barrow Creek, I think this was oh no, Heart of the Dreaming was her first, but Barrow Creek's up there, I think. Anyway, this is Barrow Creek. It's one of her older ones. I haven't read that yet, so I can't really tell you. Heart of the Dreaming, I did start reading this, but I just got onto other things, so I really need to get back into reading these, and you just tell me off. So yeah, I've got that. And Tears of the Moon is a newer one that I got, but one of her older ones. So hopefully I will get around to it at some point. Now the latest one I've got is the latest one out. It's called The Winter Sea. I don't want to get into reading this one yet because I've got so many others to get through. But yeah, this one sounds really good too. It's set in a little New South Wales coastal town. And yeah, she meets a family whose fishing business was founded by their ancestor. So, you know, it sort of goes back in time with this one girl who goes back. So yeah, all of Di Morrissey's books are worth reading. They are just brilliant. I love her. Max, hi. Leave me alone, I'm going to bed. Good night. Good day, Max. It's morning, get up. No.